start this third round of the women's singles. There on screen we have the current world champion and indeed Olympic champion, seeded number 3 here in Suzhou, 27 years of age. Was nicknamed for quite a few years the Eternal Second. However, that all changed in 2012 when she lifted the women's singles title at the London Olympics. And there we have her opponent from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Myong. And as you say, Richard, a defensive style player. She's ranked 26. She's 23 years of age. And there we have Rebecca Bergfeldt, our Swedish umpire, who will oversee affairs in this third round of the women's singles. So defense, as you say, in the form of Myong against the attacking skills of Xiaoxia. I think it would be a major upset, Richard, if Ri can pull off a victory here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Xiaoxia is known to play against all different styles on a very, very high level. Actually, I had the chance to watch in the practice all the preparation. There was, of course, like a Chinese defense sparring partner, especially for her. Kong Linghui was watching carefully the preparation, as he is also now doing the coaching from Xiaoxia. She's highly the favorite in that match there. Let's see how Rio is doing. Maybe we see a surprise.
And so Xiaoxia to serve at the start of this first game. Best of 7. First player to win 4 through to the 4th round. Ri there, stepping away from the table, using the backspin, coming down on the ball. She will, of course, look to vary the spin, to use deception.
Very good from Xiaoxia. And we see already after the first 2-3 rallies, the variation of Xiaoxia started with a soft topspin, followed by the fast topspin. And Rio has to really also bring up her defense game, trying to find the rhythm there. She's using the short pimple in her back inside in order to have like different chop inside, sometimes to give heavy backspin directly at the table. A little bit more the no spin defense when she's far away from the table, but already a 3-1 lead for Xiaoxia.
Uncharacteristic error there from the defensive player, pushing off the end of the table. But Xiaoxia very consistent with her top spins. Has the ability to turn defense into attack, but at the moment the tactics from Xiaoxia making it very difficult for Ri to get in with the attacking shot.
Very good variation there, very good. And you see that usually Rio is not doing too much of a defense from the forehand side. It's trying to have a little bit like a counter loop, and this loop was just a bit too short, giving Xiaoxia the chance for a topspin off the bounce. Nice acceleration. Looks like in the beginning everything is totally under control for Xiaoxia.
A very impressive start by the world champion. See there what you're saying, Richard. She serves with the red side of the racket, the reverse side. Just gives that little bit of extra spin, and then immediately the rally is in progress. She puts the short pimples on the backhand side.
And that's something what no defense player likes. This ball a little bit shorter to middle forehand. The defense player will never know if they have to use the forehand or the backhand. And the ball just dropping low, giving Xiaoxia a chance for a direct forehand smash. Again, same thing, soft to the backhand, soft to the forehand. Then a too easy counter loop from Rio, giving Xiaoxia the chance to take the ball off the bounce. She has to be more aggressive. She has to use her attacking stroke. That's what you said, and she has to follow.
Well, and that's the first time that she's attacked in this game. She took your advice, Richard. She can obviously hear what's going on up here, because that's exactly what she has to do. can't see her getting back into this first game, but certainly in the second she has to look to be more aggressive and attack.
But very high quality from this first topspin, very well played. We see here in slow motion, really catches the body of Rio. Difficult for her to find a way out. She can do it. That's what she should do. Not just rely on this soft counter loop, but she just should go for the ball. You see now, ball is bouncing high and even down the line. Very nice. She's trying, she's really trying to change a little bit this tactique in order to get her game going more aggressive.
Kong Ling Hui there, looking on from the coaching corner. He'll be very happy with the performance so far. Li Xiaoxia leading 9-3. That's good defending.
Yeah, yeah. And there we see maybe a little bit shortly to talk about the short pips. Usually these short pips, especially when you play fast into the short pips, not that easy as defense player to produce heavy backspin. And there are sometimes the ball is just faster coming to the attack player, and that's why Li Xiaoxia is just missing the no-spin defense of Rio.
Certainly Li Xiaoxia targeting the middle of the table, that area where Ri's not sure whether to play backhand or forehand. 6 game points for China. And there it is, at the first time of asking, Li Xiaoxia takes the first game 11-4, leads by 1 game to 0, and we'll be back after this short break. So the players back at the table for the start of the second game. Ri to serve. Oh, good play by Ri. It was 7-1, I think, Richard, in the first game before she attacked the ball.
Yeah,
I'm sure the coach has told her this time to attack behind the serve during the rally.
And it's especially after her own service, she should go for the ball. I mean, now, again, relying on this backhand high toss service. But now much better start. 2-0 for Rio. She has to be ready to attack all the chance he gets, especially after a softer topspin. She shouldn't be away too far from the table. She wants a topspin there. See there how Li Xiaoxia really changed the rhythm, and this shorter topspin into the forehand. It's not that easy for a defense player, and Rio decided not to come with a forehand loop, but just trying to have the defense from the short forehand. She has to be a bit closer there to the table. A little bit of a rush there. That's the advantage of these short pips. On this first ball, you can easily produce a bigger variation between spin and no spin, much easier than in comparison when you play with long pips in the backhand side.
Good spin from Xiaoxia, coming up the back of the ball, going for spin rather than speed, but this is a much better start by Myong from Korea DPR.
She won that point, but don't I tell you, usually she was hesitating already there. She had the chance for attack, maybe even with the backhand. You have the chance with the short pips to just go for a fast smash, and she was hesitating again. She has to go, she has to trust herself, also trust in her attack game.
It's a good smash from Xiaoxia, went through the ball rather than up the back of the ball. So speed rather than spin. Clever variation. This time replaying a little bit better down the middle of the table. First game she made a lot of errors.
And also the defense is a bit longer. So whenever the defense is a little bit longer, Xiaoxia was staying quite close to the table, and now she was falling back a bit. So she topspin the ball out.
This time a stronger topspin down the middle of the table wins the point for Xiaoxia. We'll just see that again on the replay. There it is, powerful into the body. Read the spin well,
yeah.
Touched it back quite tight.
And very fast this return was. That's why Ria was a bit surprising. She was hoping to get an easier return. And I would have hoped after an easier return to see a first forehand topspin directly after her service. But she proved me wrong. Good one again. Caught Xiaoxia a little bit in the backwards movement, we see there, but then she was able still to produce a heavy upspin, really so much spin inside. Anytime this ball is getting onto the table into short middle forehand, it's nearly always a direct point.
Pushing error from Ri.
Yeah, but like interesting there, she tried the second, third time from this short middle forehand side. To just like not get the normal chop, but a little bit like a side spin chop. Also something you can easily produce when you're using short pips in the backhand side.
Ri now with her two serves. She's still to attack behind the service. We haven't seen that third ball attack yet. Getting a racket over the top of the ball sufficiently, Xiaoxia. Good topspin from Ri.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to do when you just get this ball just like as a lifted spin. Keep your hand up in order to play this next ball off the bounce.
Again, she's looking for that side spin push, stepping across to the forehand side to make the backhand shot. Now Xiaoxia 8-6 in the lead. The two things I feel we've not seen is the attack behind the serve, and we've not seen her attack with the backhand with the short pimples.
Yeah.
And of course it's very effective when you hit flat with the pimples and hit through the ball.
Sure. And very, very surprising also for the opponent. Very nice, prepared there again with this soft, spinny topspin in shorter forehand side, and Xiaoxia is following. This is really like playing from a textbook. Very well prepared that point again.
Unusual pushing error from Xiaoxia. I think she thought there was a bit more backspin on the ball. She
exactly.
Lifted.
If you mentioned that, if she's struggling with the defense, it's against no spin, not against the heavy backspin. The more backspin she's receiving, the more spin she's able to give in her own topspin.
2 points on the run for Ri.
And Ria was a little bit tumbling there. I think she was really thinking about the possibility of using her forehand topspin.
That's a very good return of service. It was a half-long serve. It was neither short nor long. Lee pounced on the opportunity with that strong return of serve, and that gives her 2 game points. Let's just watch that again. Service was mid-table, topspin and a smash.
Very good combination there.
And it's 2 game points. There it is, a topspin into the body from Xiaoxia. And she takes the second game 11 points to 8 and leads by 2 games to 0. And we'll be back after the break. And the players now back at the table for the third game. Xiaoxia just doing a few mopping up exercises. Always a little bit dangerous when you get sweat on the floor. Players can slip. So important to keep the playing area free of any perspiration. Xiaoxia to serve in the third game. We were just talking, Richard, during the break about how she is 23 years of age. There's serious areas in her game where she could improve. Attacking behind the serve being one, and attacking on the backhand side. It's 2 glaring.
Yeah.
She's just not putting Xiaoxia under pressure.
Actually, she showed us that she's able to do different kind of attacks. In the first game, after being 7-1 down, she really showed that she's able to have these counter loops and fast forehand topspin. But altogether, I think her character, and now she proved me wrong. Check this, directly on the long service, she was turning around. That's what we want to see from her more often, because she's able to do that. And you mentioned this backhand attack sometimes on a drop shot to go for the short pip smash. For example, like this. But you can still feel, you know, they're like the defense player for different characters. You have, for example, Chen Weixing, who has from his own character, it's like not a defense player. He's like, he wants to be attacking. He wants to use all the possibilities to go for the ball. And she's a little bit more, Rio is a little bit more in this way. I want to bring back the ball. I want to find my rhythm. I want to build up my game a little bit more also on the mistakes of the opponent. The best is to be able to have the right mixture, right?
And I feel the problem is when you do play the style that you just mentioned, Richard, where you just keep the ball on the table and you rely on your opponent's mistakes, it allows the attacker to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Whereas if, as an attacker, you're constantly being put under pressure, the rallies aren't long, the defender comes in and attacks, often very difficult for the attacking player to settle down.
And to my point of view, it's also a little bit the, how you would call that, a little bit old-fashioned style, I suppose.
In which thing?
A little bit of luck. I think it was up. But like, therefore, we see in slow motion, very good with his side spin pushed down into the deep forehand, this time successful. And it was up there, and followed by a very good topspin down the line. But we mentioned this old style. She really has to be a little bit more modern inside her game, being ready to attack, being ready of having more variation, not only waiting on the mistakes of Xiaoxia.
Relentless topspins into the backhand of Ri, paying dividends for Xiaoxia. 4-3 in favour of China. And again, that's something a defender can't afford to do. A pushing error.
Yeah,
and she's done 3 or 4.
Yeah, yeah. Too many, definitely too many. I mean, the last defense player that is really coming to my mind being successful without being able to attack really well in men's team was like Matthew Syed, and that's like quite some years ago.
But I think even Matthew wouldn't mind people saying that he was probably the world's best retriever.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually a positive enough. He still made top 30 in the world. A great player. But if he could have attacked a little bit stronger, then who knows, he could have been a top 10 player in the world.
Yeah, definitely. And she can do that. And again, down the line, very good and nearly off the bounce, very, very early timing. You see there, Topson was bouncing a bit high, stepping in the ball, down the line, very good. Xiaoxia is not too happy about that. I think commentating on her own topspin.
Took the smash very early before the ball got to the top of the bounce. Hong Linghui happy with that one.
And against defense, it's so important if the attacking player is able to have a direct smash, because it's so big difference to the spinny topspin if you are able on the higher ball to smash. So difficult for the defense player to find the rhythm against this variation.
He just using the opportunity to towel down. Players can do so after every 6 points.
Again, we see this combination, this time a little bit faster topspin followed by the smash again, and the smash always going through the middle. 2094. That's quite a demonstration so far.
Heavy backspin from Ri. Xiaoxia just not quite lifting sufficiently. Ball clips the top of the net, off it goes. 9-5. Ri now with her 2 serves. Wouldn't it be good to see her attack behind this serve? But an error trying to go out wide to Xiaoxia's forehand. 5 game points for China. There it is again at the first time of asking. Xiaoxia takes the 3rd game, 11-5, and a very convincing performance by the current world and Olympic champion. We'll be back shortly after the break. now start the fourth game. Powerful topspins to the middle of the table from Xiaoxia. A convincing performance by the world champion. She's taken the first 3 games, 11-4, 11-8, 11-5. And she's started strong in this fourth game. And whilst that hit the top of the net and went off the end of the table, that's exactly the right tactics for Ri. She has to throw caution to the wind. She has to attack more. Be nice to see her hit a few with the short pimples on the backhand side. Certainly a dimension of the game she could develop and improve.
Very well prepared there, Xiaoxia. And Don, I really feel that the quality Xiaoxia is putting in her topspin is simply a bit too much from Rio. I mean, she was doing really well so far in her first 2 rounds, but now meeting Xiaoxia is really not only 1 gear, but 2 steps higher. And I think she is really suffering by the quality of all the spins Xiaoxia is producing.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea coach has called a timeout, and he's absolutely right. This game, quite clearly, slowly but surely drifting away from Ri, and as the scores confirm, Ri leading by 3 points. 3 points to 0.
I mean, North and South Korea, they have a great tradition of producing defense players with high skills. I remember in a men's team like Lee Gun-sang in the 80s. I remember in South Korea, for example, Kim Kyung-ah, who just recently retired. And Rio is also in this very, very big tradition of defense player. But she still has to learn quite a lot, either to be really more safe, not missing any ball, or, as you mentioned that before more than once, improving her attacking skills. And Don, one thing that is also really difficult, just like to... Whoa! Very nice rally there. And this time Xiaoxia was ready for the attack of Rio down the line. You see there, better answer from Xiaoxia. But what I wanted to mention is, after the backhand service, after the high toss backhand service, it's not that easy to come directly with a forehand attack, because the position to the table is kind of different. Whoa.
Number one.
Number one.
The first time she's attacked with the backhand. The fact it goes off, if I was the coach sat in the corner, I'd be quite happy with that, because quite clearly that's the skill she has to develop if she wants to step up a level and get into the top 10 on the women's world ranking list. I have to say, Xiaoxia has this ability to topspin and to smash, and combines the two well.
Yeah.
Often you find players play very steady and smash, or they just topspin, topspin, topspin.
Yeah.
She actually combines the topspin with the smash very well, and that's difficult for a defensive player.
And that makes it for Rio so difficult to really read the ball. And she has really so much spin, you really feel how the ball is spinning there, this extra little bit. At this moment, no chance to really control this heavy topspin from Xiaoxia for Rio.
1-8. Ri opens her account. 1-8. Retrieved extremely well, but that's what it was retrieving. She's just returning the ball, and Xiaoxia just eventually too powerful for Ri.
Very, very good. Very nicely played again down the line, and that's the first of 9 match balls for Xiaoxia.
There it is, the forehand topspin out wide to Ri's forehand. And that was a very professional performance by the world champion. She's quite clearly setting her stall out to defend her title here. And she was very impressive against the defensive skills of the 23-year-old from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Myong. And there we have confirmation on the screen. A 4-0 victory for Xiaoxia.
I'm pretty impressed about the performance of Xiaoxia. Quite clean sweep. I think also Kong Linhui must be happy here. And well, we will be seeing more from Xiaoxia, and for sure she will be one very hot candidate for the title here at the World Championships.
So we're going to take a short break, but don't go far because we'll be back shortly with more action.